What's up, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023. Before we get into it, though, if you like this content, make sure you drop a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $19 best bet and my NHL breakaway, make sure you head to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. And I also have something new and exciting coming up here at Pickdawgz. If you're a big bettor looking to hit the books hard on the ice, you're going to want to check out my all-access power play pass. Now, I will be honest, this service is not for everybody. This service is for the bettors that are putting down $1,000 or more per game on the NHL, for the people that want that elevated top-tier advantage to get a man up on your book. Now, this package will feature, for the first time, the rating of my plays, as well as late information plays that I bet throughout the day, based on goalie news, goalie announcements, injuries, etc. If it's not your cup of tea, that is totally 100% fine. We're still going to be cooking up premium winners daily at Pick Dawgz Premium. Still going to cover every game, every day right here on the Wraparound. But if you want more information on that all-access power play pass, text PUCK to 775-636-7674 and we'll get you hooked up. Anyways, NHL action, Wednesday. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game takes us to Rogers Arena, where the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Edmonton Oilers. And, the Edmonton Oilers, like we said before, they switched their coach, and we thought that maybe that they would get the new coach rub, and they did. But now all of a sudden, it's the Edmonton Oilers getting back to doing Edmonton Oilers things. Old habits dying hard, the honeymoon being over. The first two games of this East Coast road trip, they've lost both. They've given up a combined 11 goals in those two games. And while the Carolina Hurricanes, not necessarily the most steady goaltending situation right now, they've still won 7 of their last 10 games. They're playing just the far better hockey right now. They're the far more trustworthy team. I can't get there with the Edmonton Oilers right now, with the goaltending situation still where it is. The Oilers, they got Jack Campbell. He just got a shutout in the minors, so maybe that's the sign to bring him back. But, I just think this is a spot where, the Carolina Hurricanes are right now still the better team, playing better hockey. So give me the Carolina Hurricanes on the money line in this one. Next, we head to the Nationwide Arena, where the Columbus Blue Jackets take on the Chicago Blackhawks. And, for me, this game is all about two teams that are in desperate need of a win. But the cap is also very simple. You have the Columbus Blue Jackets who've lost 9 in a row, and the Chicago Blackhawks who've lost 4 in a row. But if you want to lay minus 146 with a team that's lost 9 games in a row, please be my guest. I know a couple of these games, actually a fair number of these games, have been close against some decent competition, but that doesn't justify the fact that I'm being asked to lay minus 146 with the Blue Jackets here. A Blue Jackets team that just clearly, has not taken steps to really right the ship, even though they think they have. The Chicago Blackhawks, yeah, they've taken their losses, but this was always going to be sort of a rebuild year for Chicago. But they're playing, some decent competition. They're developing their talent. They're developing Connor Bedard, who right now leads the team in scoring. To me, this is just about a value play here. Not my favorite game on the board, obviously, but if you're going to feel the need to play this one, might as well go value hunting. Give me the Blackhawks here at plus money. Next, we had the Little Caesars Arena, where the Detroit Red Wings host the New Jersey Devils. And, the New Jersey Devils, they got Jack Hughes back into the lineup, and now they're missing Nico Hischier. They're missing Timo Meier. So this is a banged-up Devils team that could desperately use a win. They've lost 5 of their last 7 games. But the Detroit Red Wings have also lost 7 of their last 10 games, and they're the much healthier team, so there's really no excuse for them at this point. Sure, you're missing Billy Husso for at least the next little bit as he tends to the birth of his child. But you still brought in James Reimer to be the experienced backup. You've got Alex Lyon, who has plenty of experience as well, even playoff experience with the Florida Panthers last year. So there's really no excuse for the Red Wings to be sort of regressing to the old Red Wings that we used to see, where they were losing games left and right. The New Jersey Devils, for me, are just a better team. I don't normally, in what I feel should be more closer to a coin flip game, I don't love laying this kind of juice, but I just can't get there with the Detroit Red Wings. I think the Devils are just flat, like I said, flat out the better team here. So give me the New Jersey Devils on the money line in this one. Next, we head to the Amerant Bank Arena, where the Florida Panthers take on the Boston Bruins, and this is normally one of the premier matchups in this division. It's another revenge matchup. The Boston Bruins got their playoff revenge on the Panthers when these two teams first faced off in October. Now the Panthers are the ones looking for revenge after that defeat, and they're maybe catching Boston in a bit of a vulnerable position. Boston, they had a chance to take over and put a beating on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Gave up a goal with about 5 seconds left. Lost that game in overtime, and now they head to Florida, reeling off of that loss. And this is a Florida team that is 7-1 at home this season. This might be one of their best times to take advantage of Boston after that game. Normally, I don't pass on Boston, when you're getting a cheap price, because the Bruins remain one of the best teams in the NHL with one of the best 1-2 goalie punches in the NHL. But Florida's 7-1 at home this season. They're arguably as hot, if not hotter, than the Boston Bruins right now. And like I said, they're coming out for some revenge in this one. So I'm going to take a shot here. Give me the Florida Panthers at a coin flip price in this one. Next, we head to the PPG Paints Arena where the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the New York Rangers. And this should be a fairly entertaining matchup. The Pittsburgh Penguins have had the upper hand on the New York Rangers in some of the recent meetings, especially the ones in Pittsburgh, as they've won 9 of the last 11 meetings in Pittsburgh. The home team is 20-7 in the last 27 meetings between these two teams, but New York's also won 5 of the last 7 meetings. And frankly, the New York Rangers on the road are better than the Pittsburgh Penguins at home. The Penguins just 4-5 at home compared to the Rangers, who are 7-2-1 on the road. The Rangers took one on the chin last time out against the Dallas Stars, but I think they're going to be eager to get back on track here. I still can't trust the goaltending in Pittsburgh, even though it's been playing better as of late. I'll give them that. I'll give them that much, but you're getting one of the best teams in hockey right now at a coin flip price against a Penguins team that's just can be wildly inconsistent. Give me the New York Rangers on the money line in this one. I think they get one in Pittsburgh here. Next, we head to the Amalie Arena where the Tampa Bay Lightning host the Winnipeg Jets, and the Tampa Bay Lightning managed to steal one from the Boston Bruins last time out for their third straight win, 5-4 in overtime. And I say steal because they stole that one. That was some of the worst officiating I had seen in the third period. And that puck left the zone. That's all I can say. If you watch that game, you know what I'm talking about. The puck left the zone, but they ruled that it stayed in onside. Resulted in the tying goal with 5 seconds left, and Tampa Bay ended up winning it in overtime. And I got into it with some Tampa Bay Lightning fans. I'm not gonna lie, they're a bunch of jerks. Anyways, got the Winnipeg Jets coming to town on the other side, and the Winnipeg Jets are just frankly the hotter team in this matchup. They've also won 3 straight, but they've won 6 of 7. And for my money, the Winnipeg Jets have the more steady goaltending right now. Andre Vasilevsky probably due back in the next week or two. But until then, he's not in the crease. And you still have Jonas Johansson and Matt Tompkins, one of the two. Connor Hellebuck and Laurent Brossoit are still two of the better options in this matchup alone. So I'm going to take the Winnipeg Jets here at even money. There's not that much to it. I mean, yeah, the home team's had a bunch of success here, but I think it's time for that to change. Give me the Winnipeg Jets in the money line in this one. Next, we head to the Capital One Arena where the Washington Capitals take on the Buffalo Sabres. And the Washington Capitals have turned it around after a really rough start to the year. Starting to really show what this team can do when they're healthy. They've won 4 straight and 8 of 10. I mean, what's more surprising is that they haven't been relying on Darcy Kemper to get there. Charlie Lindgren has seen a bulk of the action. We've also seen a start thrown here and there from Hunter Shepard, the prospect, who came up. It was the minor league team's playoff MVP last year as well, so he's definitely stepping it up. And the Buffalo Sabres, the Buffalo Sabres doing old Buffalo Sabres things, losing games left and right. And this team just looks, I've said before, they look disheveled without Tage Thompson. He's the heart and soul of that offense. And, while there are still some pieces for the Buffalo Sabres, it just makes it hard to get behind them here, especially when they've had trouble in Washington. The Sabres have won just 7 of their last 27 trips into the nation's capital. Got to go with the Washington Capitals here at the reasonable price at minus 125. Next, we head to the UBS Arena where the New York Islanders take on the Philadelphia Flyers, and the New York Islanders finally snapping that losing streak, and it was out. I think it was at 8 games, and managed to get back on track with a win over the Calgary Flames in their last matchup. But it does not change the fact that once again, for the 8th straight game, the New York Islanders gave up 4 goals, and that's not New York Islanders hockey. They like playing that physical, gritty, defensive-minded, hard-hitting style. Likes to get under their opponent's skin and just win games, just win ugly games. And like I said, they're not doing that right now. They're giving up goals and goals in bunches. And the way that this team is built, They're not built to do that offensively. This is an Islanders team that's 29th in goals per game, putting up 2.5 per contest. The Philadelphia Flyers, they can run hot and cold, but they're hot right now. They've won 5 straight. Head to head hasn't been the best for the Flyers here. They've lost 11 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams, and each of the last 7 on Long Island. I think this is a perfect time to go value hunting and to try to change that momentum. Like I said, the Philadelphia Flyers are playing some solid hockey right now. You're going to give me plus money with them. I need to see the Islanders string back-to-back wins together before I believe it. So give me the Flyers at plus money in this one. Next, we head to the Mullet Arena where the Arizona Coyotes take on the St. Louis Blues. And I'll level with you guys. This is one of my least favorite games on the board. Hard for me to really find an angle in this game because both teams have been up and down. Both teams have been inconsistent. But the Arizona Coyotes finally taking back-to-back losses for the first time, could potentially be all season, or at least it's been well over a month. I mean, this Arizona Coyotes team was on that win one, lose one train for about 12 games, but took one on the chin last time out. The St. Louis Blues, well, they've been sort of the win 3, lose 2, and now they picked up a 3-1 win over the Anaheim Ducks in their last matchup. But again, it's just hard for me to get there. These teams have split the last 10 meetings. It's been back and forth between the two. The home team is 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 if you're looking for that kind of edge. But rather than try to mess around with the side here and try to split hairs, I'm going to go with the over 6.5. The over 8-1 in Arizona's last 9 games within the division. St. Louis, they've played in a fair number of unders as of late, but they've also been able to score some goals head to head in this matchup. Last time they won a high-scoring game, it was 6-5 in overtime back in February last year. I've already seen Arizona pump 6 past St. Louis in a meeting earlier this season. So give me the over 6.5 here. I think we got some goals coming in this one. Next, we go to the Bridgestone Arena where the Nashville Predators take on the Calgary Flames. And, another game between teams that could desperately use a win. The Preds have picked up back-to-back wins, but they've still lost 6 of their last 9 games. The Flames have split their last 10. Now, the Flames are coming off of that 4-3 overtime win over Seattle, while Nashville taking down Colorado in a really extreme come-from-behind win. They scored 2 goals in the final minute to come back in that game. That was more of a choke job, I think, from Colorado than anything else. But here's the thing, the road team 16-7 in the last 23 meetings between these two teams. Calgary 9-4 in the last 13 meetings between these two teams in Nashville. I have a hard time trusting both of these goaltending groups right now, but I still think that Calgary, as much as it pains me to say, I think they're just in better form right now. This is not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet. This, along with that Blues game, are probably 2 of my least favorite games on the board. But just given their history of success in Nashville, I'm going to stick with the Flames on the money line at the coin flip price in this one. Next, we head to the American Airlines Center where the Dallas Stars take on the Vegas Golden Knights. And, I've gone back and forth on this one. This is a heavyweight tilt between 2 of the better teams, if not 2 of the best teams in the Western Conference. Now, the Golden Knights could definitely use a win here, considering the honeymoon phase appears to be over with the Vegas Golden Knights. They've lost 5 of their last 7 games. Looking a little bit different than the team that, ran roughshod to start the year and even as the defending Stanley Cup champions. While the Dallas Stars, they've won 5 of 6. But to me, this just shapes up to be a defensive battle between 2 of the better goaltending groups as well in the Western Conference. Everybody knows, if you've heard me talk about the Dallas Stars, you've heard me talk about my futures for Jake Ottinger to win the Vezina. I think he is on prime for a big season ahead of him. And, the goaltending group of Aiden Hill and Logan Thompson have been one of the better ones in the NHL for much of this season for the Vegas Golden Knights and has been able to get the job done. To me, this shapes up to be a 1st to 3 wins kind of game. I'm seeing 5.5, but I've also seen a couple of sixes floating around, so do your line shopping. But either way, I'm taking the under 5.5 in this one. Next, we head to the Honda Center where the Anaheim Ducks take on the Montreal Canadiens. And, I've gone back and forth on this game because both of these teams are struggling right now. Both these teams I don't necessarily want to put a bet in on, especially Montreal as a Leafs fan. But they've lost 4 straight in 8 of 10, while the Anaheim Ducks are getting back to me. And the Anaheim Ducks we've sort of come to know and love over the last few seasons. Losers of 3 straight and 5 of 7. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. They lost 3 straight and 5 of 7. And, for me, this game is sort of the lesser of 2 evils. Do you back the Islanders for the plus money, or do you back the Anaheim Ducks at the coin flip price, who haven't lost as many games as of late? But To me, I'm value chasing in this one. You know, Anaheim, they have won the last four meetings between these two teams, and Montreal is 0-4 in the last four, but Anaheim's still struggling to score. They're a lot of these games are one goal, two goals from the Anaheim Ducks. While Montreal, at least in their losses, they're sometimes potting five goals like they did against the Vegas Golden Knights, and they're battling teams like Montreal hard, Detroit hard. They put three past Tampa Bay in a loss. So I'm gonna take a shot here with the Montreal Canadiens. Again, there's a handful of games that I'm just not rushing to the window to bet. This is another one of them. Next, we had the Climate Pledge Arena where the Seattle Kraken play host to the San Jose Sharks. And, the Seattle Kraken at home for this game. And, they haven't necessarily had the greatest amount of success at home. Even going back to last year, this was a Seattle Kraken team that played their best hockey on the road. But that being said, they are at home to welcome the San Jose Sharks to town. And the San Jose Sharks on the road, you should automatically know where we're going. I'm going with the Kraken on the puck line. Seattle just has they this is a game that they have to win. If they don't win this game by the puck line, Seattle's automatically on the naughty list for at least a couple of games. Um, the fact of the matter is that the San Jose Sharks have been terrible on the road this season. 0-8 straight up on the puck line. They've been outscored 32-5 in those 8 road games. If, like I said, if the Kraken can't win this one by 2 or more goals, they're on my you know what list. So give me the Kraken on the puck line in this one. And our final game takes us to the Ball Arena where the Colorado Avalanche take on the Vancouver Canucks. And the Colorado Avalanche getting back home may be good for them here. That's where they played some solid hockey this season. They are 5-2 at home. But I'm having a hard time getting to this price with the Colorado Avalanche. They've still lost, uh, you know, 5 of their last 10 games. They've split, and they're coming off of that loss against the Nashville Predators, where they had a 3-2 lead in the later stages of that game and ended up blowing it. They gave up 2 goals in the final minute, lost that game 4-3. And I'm not ready to jump on board with the Colorado Avalanche yet. You're giving me a decent amount of plus money here with the Vancouver Canucks team that's still one of the hotter teams in the NHL. They're 13-5-1 this season, still a respectable 6-4 on the road, and head to head with the Avs. They've won 7 of the last 10 meetings in Colorado. Vancouver 35-17 the last 52 meetings, going back quite a ways. So I'm going to take a shot here with the Vancouver Canucks and the plus money. Like I said, you're giving me some great value here in a matchup where the road team has won 4 of the last 5. So give me the Vancouver Canucks at plus money to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023. If you like this video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure you have notifications turned on to get the newest and most up-to-date content here at Pick Dawgz. And a reminder, if you're looking for my best bets, check Pick Dawgz Premium. And also, if you're looking for more information on my all-access Power Play Pass, to make sure if it's right for you, make sure to text PUCK to 775-636-7674. And also make sure to let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.